What is up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Thank you to everybody who's being here right now. I believe we have 0 watching, but the stream is on, and that's all that matters. You guys matter a lot to me too, but as long as I'm streaming, there's no need to worry. Let me close Trading Paints over here. Y'all can still see that. We are going to be practicing and just having fun today. Because I did not pay for Interlagos, that was yesterday, or the entire last week, and I do have Bathurst. So we will be racing Bathurst in the rain, which will be very challenging. It's definitely going to be something. It's going to be Bathurst in itself is a very technical track. Add rain into the mix, and you have something very questionable. And we will be also driving a couple of my favorite cars around Assetto Corsa. More specifically, the Toyota MR2, the Mark III, which is a car that I've recently very much fallen in love with because it is a it's MR. It is a middle engine mounted rear wheel drive car. It is extremely cheap. The Mark III specifically, the Mark II and the Mark 1, they're up there in price, like 15,000. They don't go below 8. The MR2, specifically the MRS Mark III, you can find them for like 4 grand. And they are very fun cars, very agile, supposedly very snap oversteer, which is the type of handling that I like. But we will be driving Mount Panorama with the Porsche 911 GT3R in the Red Bull livery. Porsche 911 GT3R 992 is the car that we will be driving with the Red Bull livery. And I'll share my screen right now. Hello, beautiful. How's it going? I love you so much, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, let's get it on. We will be driving this Porsche that you guys see right up there at Mount Panorama, which I actually watched the 12 Hours of Bathurst on Saturday. Absolutely wild race. It was a stop and go race. There was so many yellow and red flags all throughout the race. There was a red flag for like 2 hours. But the craziest part, Bathurst is in Australia. As the Mustang was going, it hit a kangaroo at like 200 miles per hour. The guy threw up on the side of the racetrack because, like, imagine the car is destroyed. The kangaroo is now inside of the car partially, and you're covered in blood and guts from the kangaroo. That absolutely sucks. Like, I genuinely felt so bad for the guy, and also I was kind of rooting for. My heart is at a Porsche. Like Porsche, I will be racing Team Porsche someday. That's why I love these cars. So I was rooting for Team Porsche. I was also rooting for Valentino Rossi just because Valentino Rossi is genuinely like just a show that just because you're good at motorcycle racing doesn't mean you can't be good in car racing. 9-time MotoGP world champion, leading the race by 2 seconds. He didn't win the race. His teammates weren't as fast. But it shows he has crazy skill. So yeah, I was going for Valentino Rossi in the BMW Team WRT and for all the Porsches, but again, just the fact that there's a Mustang in there, I do think I'm going to be racing the Mustang GT4 Challenge one of these days because the Mustang GT4 Challenge does seem like a pretty good option, especially right now I can only really race GT4 and GT3, but the only GT3 races we can do are these that are the Rainmaster. And the other GT4 ones would be like, yeah, the other GT4, like the Mustang GT4 or the IMSA TCR class, which isn't even, I believe they have GT4, TCR, and then, I'm sorry, I didn't mean the IMSA TCR class. I meant the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. That is the one that has TCR, GT4, and there's another one in there. It's like hatchback or something. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. I always close OBS Bot Center just because I don't think of myself moving my camera too much. I do want to show you guys something really cool. I got a new computer on Friday. I got an iMac because I wanted a new setup for streaming, and I built a desk. And we open it up. It's probably not too good of an idea, but because but yeah, that is the desk that I built. So this drawer was already here. Don't like pay too much attention to that. This wood board that goes all across and all of these shelves down here, I built all of that. And then that is my iMac. And okay, the thing's moving a little bit, but that is my iMac. Wait, iRacing just opened, so I can't see anything. Okay, there. We got it open. Okay, that is my iMac. It is a 2015 iMac, and that is my keyboard. This is the desk that I built out of lumber from Home Depot, which was actually surprisingly easy. It's my first time ever building a desk. And right next to it is my Red Bull shelf. You guys saw that last time, just the Red Bull shelf. Those are the colognes that I sell. You can actually see the reflection of my ring light. My ring light's right here, right on top of my monitor. But it's all right there. I got a little desk lamp. I had already envisioned everything. Like before I even built it, I had the idea on Tuesday, and by Friday everything was here. But yeah, I got the little lamp. The lamp has a yellow light, which I really like, and that is a fake flower. It's a hydrangea. I wanted to get a hyacinth, but I could only find hydrangeas. Hyacinths are very hard flowers to find in artificial flower sense. To which it isn't like, but yeah, I wanted to get a green desk mat. I don't think I will. I really like how this looks right now. I wouldn't change anything. But yeah, let me get back into the frame and swap. Okay, yeah. There we go. Just gotta move a little bit. That's good. I can close. We will be racing. If you guys see right here, this is Mount Panorama, also known as Bathurst. It is a racetrack where I have raced at in Gran Turismo many times. A lot of the manufacturers cups and the Nations Cup revolved around this racetrack, and hopefully it doesn't. This is a very popular runoff. Also, right here, specifically on like this little lift right here, this crest, you gain flight on low downforce cars. Low downforce being, let me think of one. It's hard to think of a low downforce cars nowadays, especially even the BMW could be considered low downforce, but since it's so heavy, it doesn't need all that much downforce. Also, that animation on the Porsche is just so sick. What would be a low downforce car? The Porsche is very high downforce. The Ferrari's very high downforce. I would imagine the Mustang, but the Mustang also doesn't lift that much because the engine's in the front. The only car I can really think of would be the Acura, the Honda NSX, the Acura Honda NSX. But even that one is somewhat high downforce. A low downforce car would be like the, and I'm dating back because right now, but yeah, if you guys see, just it is absolutely pouring. But that's what I like about these races. I absolutely love racing in the rain. Racing in the rain is the most fun thing, at least for me, that I could do in a race car. This is super fun. Also, I love that we have all of these sensors everywhere, and I can see active tire temperature. I can see traction control, all of that, fuel, and even lap time. This is the qualifying screen, or race 2. But yeah, just really cool stuff. I'm not, so I the only thing I really care about is the rain and the racetrack and the car. But it's kind of like, especially to those of you who like the rain, because I very much like the rain. Like I love whenever it rains or whenever it's raining outside, all of that stuff. I love all of that. And you guys will relate to this a lot. There's like, I don't really like the rain with sun. Like I kind of like it to be kind of dark and gloomy and all of that stuff, especially here in Texas where it gets really really hot, and whenever that happens, it kind of gets a little colder. That's more so why. Again, that is just my opinion, but as of right now, in Bathurst right now, it does appear that it's kind of like rainy with the sun. Yeah, let's see how loud it is. Can we crank it up to 50? I think we'll leave it at 50. That sounds good. Again, I can change all of this. I can change the brake balance all I want, but I really don't know what brake balance I want until I start driving. So, and then again, this is practice for tomorrow's race. And then for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, we will be racing this track throughout all of this week because I really like this racetrack, and also I don't have the opportunity to drive in the 12 hours of Bathurst. I will be racing the 12 hours of Sebring. That is definitely a race that I will be driving. And then the 24 hours of Nürburgring, the 24 hours of Spa. But 12 hours of Bathurst is a race that I cannot do because I'm not out of that category yet. But if we practice well on this racetrack, I genuinely think we can be in the C class of racing in the sports car by the end of the week if we get consistent finishes every single time. So yeah, I'll just practice. I do want to. We will be driving some more fun cars. A car that I've recently fallen in love with, the Toyota MR2, towards the end of the stream, because the Toyota MR2 is just really fun. It's a middle engine, a rear wheel drive car, and it's very cheap. But yeah, we're exiting the pit lane. Saved the car there from a little slide. I accidentally braked on the grass. Here's, I believe, the mountain. Very, very technical track. I barely didn't hit that wall. But I hit the other wall. There was basically no runoff. But yeah, as you guys saw, it's very, very technical track. Very, very tight corners. But I really like this track. I've driven on here when it's dry. I don't even know if it rains in Australia. I know that's like a dumb question, but I don't know if it's like in the Sahara Desert, where it like only rains like once a year. I never hear anybody talk about it raining in Australia. But then again, I don't live there, so. But yeah, right here, you brake on the grass, you're really gonna cause a spin almost. But even just normal braking. Yeah, just even under normal braking. The traction control is just lighting up the dashboard. I mean, it's hard to race here in the dry. I can just imagine racing with other cars here in the wet. I have to be braking at basically every single corner because the understeer is crazy. Oh, those snap oversteers are everywhere. On the apex. Right here, if you guys see down over there, there's a very popular runoff area. Because everybody gets defended hard around here. Very, very close around there. Very, very torrential rain. Right here, I was one time pit maneuvered in a BMW. Whole lot of rain on the track. This is turn 1, called, I believe it, actually I don't remember the name. Yeah, we came back to Hell's Corner, that's what turn 1 is called. I don't know why it's called that, but it's a very somewhat easy corner to take, especially on this racetrack. But right here, braking is hard because of the rain. Okay, see right there, I've been braking at the 150. I think we can brake at the 100 and come out fine. Hit the side of the car. I don't think there's any damage though. Oh yeah, we got real damage. Might as well practice our pit entry. Let's go down over here. Oh, we almost hit it again. Oh, that was close. Where is the pit entrance? That is something to talk about. Right here, I believe it's flat out. Yeah, that corner over there is flat out, I think. But we are very much in the rain. It is indeed not flat out. It is not flat out. It is very much not flat out, but let's get the car fixed. Yeah, you do need to lift a little bit on that corner. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. One watching. But yeah. Just checking the stats. We have a video. I posted a video not too long ago. I think it was on Tuesday. And we now have 7,500 views, which is close to the most we've ever had, but it's not the most. If you guys go to my videos and you guys put popular, it shows one of my first videos actually. It was me playing an impossible dropper in Minecraft. That one got like 10,000 views. 10,000 views. You guys can go check that out right now. Go to my channel and it should say like videos and then popular. If you guys go to popular, it says 9.8 thousand. My most popular short is the one that I posted on Monday. It doesn't show up if you put popular, which is kind of weird. It shows up another video that is also a lot. It used to be my shirt with the most, but if you guys just go to latest, it's the newest one, and it has 7,500 views, which is absolutely insane. Also on TikTok, we've had a whole bunch of good feedback on that video, like a lot, like 800 views. That I know 800 views doesn't sound like a lot, but on TikTok it is a lot. Like, yeah, most of my videos get from 0 to 250 views on TikTok. This one got 800 and a whole bunch of likes. People on TikTok are more generous with the likes. On YouTube, I got 7,500 views and 40 likes. On TikTok, I got 800 views and 55 likes or something like that. So yeah, they're definitely more generous, but then my YouTube community is a lot more supportive. So thank you guys so much. Like, somewhat of a trade-off, but everybody who is watching my stuff means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for being here. That's sick. I hadn't even noticed that. Y'all know how IMSA cars, they have the little screen that tells you the number and the name of the driver? I actually have one right there. I wonder if it actually displays, but I think I might just, yeah, we just have to run like 1,000,000 laps. This is practice, so I will practice later too. I just wanted to stream for y'all. So in a race, that would have been cutting across pit lines, and I would have had probably a drive-through penalty. But the spray produced by these cars is absolutely insane. Like, it's actually a lot. Right here, we're braking at 100. Okay, not at 100. Let's brake at 125 because that was... I'm braking at 100%. I think braking at 125 would be best. In between the 150 and 100. Because then again, this car, although it has ABS, it is raining. We have a very high chance of hydroplaning, especially if you brake at 100%. So let's brake in between the 150. Instead brake at 100 again, but at 80% brakes. Crashed. Let's restart the car. It's because I'm gonna try braking at 100 at the 100 meter board, but instead braking at 80% because I think that was my problem last time. I braked at 100% at the 100 meter board. You don't want to lock up or hydroplane this car at all. And I can definitely feel that on some of these corners. Let's try 110. Okay, see, that's better. That is way better. Just braking at like 75, 80% at like 110 meters. Okay, also right here, doing good. A little bit too fast of an acceleration right there. Yeah. Need to still work on that part of the track. I think we can brake at the 100. I didn't have my brake bias set to where I usually have it. I'll try that again at the 100 board with the brake bias all the way to the rear. Also right here, I'll try to lift slightly. Very much about controlling an uncontrollable car. Very difficult to explain. There we go, we braked at the 100. That's what I'm talking about. And right here, whenever the paint ends right here. It just kind of spun. It just spun around. Oh, there's a car. I'm gonna have to pull off an Austin Powers move. I don't even know. I think that movie's like 1,000,000 years old. Of course. Man, I hate this so much because usually I would just like burn out. Okay, I hit the car. But do we have damage? I don't think so. Alright,
we've got damage on the back end.
Man, I gotta come into the pits again. Let's see how many viewers we have now. We are at... I'm just checking because I want to know if... Because I know we constantly have one viewer. Hey, 5 viewers! Thank you to my 5 viewers for watching. That is insane, actually. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, let's keep driving. This is Porsche GT3 at Bathurst in the rain in a Porsche Red Bull car. Porsche is definitely where my heart is at. all Porsche cars, specifically the 911 GT3, not the GT3 RS. Actually, it's because here's the thing. I absolutely love the GT3 RS, and it is like the epitome of what I think is sports cars. It is very raw driving, and I absolutely love that. The thing that I don't love is the fact that they went overhyped like crazy. Like everybody, it's like the new Supra. Supra fanboys are now Porsche 911 GT3 fans, and it's just one of those like they don't ruin the car, but it's like I love the car in every single way. The 911 GT3R, the RS, but it's just the reputation that it's gotten. It's bought by like every single Porsche reseller. I would buy one 100%, and I would use a Porsche as my daily driver. But if I had to choose one for a daily driver, it would be the Porsche Panamera. Just because the Panamera has a whole lot of space and I can tow a crazy amount of stuff. I believe it has like an 8,000 pound towing capacity, which is absolutely insane. It has like 2 race cars. But what other Porsches are there? Ooh, that was a clean save. Alright, here. Okay, we now have damage to both front wheels. Wait, we damaged this side first, and now we damaged this side, so it should be the same one. But you guys see right here, we are now in like the puddle lane, and this is the racing line. So we have to go out wide. Lift, brake 5%. You need to brake a lot more right there. Throw it in the gravel to slow it down. If you guys saw, there was this car on the 12 Hours of Bathurst that like his rear wing had broken, and right there, right where I told you guys where the lift is, since he didn't have that downforce, he just absolutely flew. Same thing as I did right there. Kind of like just spun out right there, ended up on the gravel right there. But the cars get really destroyed, especially in real life where the cars are bouncing around everywhere. But that's a beautiful car. Red Bull Verstappen.com Racing Porsche. Really, really nice car. It handles great. I think I'll practice later, 100%. But it is one of those where the racetrack is difficult as is, and there's no changing that. Like, but I 100% love this racetrack. I did, after all, pay $15 for it. I wish I would have raced Interlagos in the rain. Interlagos, Autodromo Interlagos is one of my favorite circuits of all time. Also because my favorite driver, who is, again, I say favorite driver of all time. This is my favorite driver of all time, Ayrton Senna. This is who, again, I like, and Max Verstappen talked about this. He said, leave the greats in their era, because 100%, if you threw Ayrton Senna in today's car, would he hold up? Maybe, but he wouldn't be as quick as he was in the MP4/4 or the MP4/6. Why? Because this was a different era of Formula One. Formula One now, Max Verstappen dominated the ground effect era. He was the one for the ground effect era. And then Lewis Hamilton for his era, and then Sebastian Vettel for that era. If you guys look back, the aerodynamics on this car are aggressive, but they're not as aggressive. There's no side pods. Like, there's this side pods, but they're not aerodynamic. And then this rear wing is very small. The steering wheel is circular and doesn't have paddle shifters. These guys still had H-gate shifters. I've seen Senna drive. After a while, they got paddle shifters, but for a long time, they had H-gate shifters. So this is what I'm saying. It's kind of like if you said Juan Manuel Fangio, who is also one of the greats of Formula One. If you put Juan Manuel Fangio, who drove the Formula One cars that look like sausages, Would he hold up in a new Formula One car? No, absolutely not. Because the new Formula One cars, they have so much downforce and everything. Like Max Verstappen, like if you guys don't know, okay, let me. I just okay. I will open up my screen real quick because I don't want to. You guys can't do much with my IP address, but it's still confidential. Okay, there. We're in. Nope, we're not. No? Y'all sure? Okay. If you guys don't know what I'm trying to do, um trying to open up my server. That's where I keep all of my mods, and I threw some on this morning so we could drive the MR2. So we could drive the MR2. Okay. My gloves impede me from not impede. That's the worst use for that word I could have done. I think caps lock might be on. No, caps lock isn't on. I think my server might not be on. Why is it not? Okay. I'm 100% sure that's the password. What else could be the password? That's what I'm thinking. Like, and also the worst part is that I can't quick share from my lap because I got them from my laptop and I threw them onto the computer. I can't quick share, especially not right now. I can't even like I don't want to re-download the mods because that would just be more so of a waste of time. I'd rather just drive around the cars that we have right now. Something clicked down there. My keyboard's down there. I'm trying to remember because the password I'm 100% sure is that one. Oh my god. One word, one letter was different. Okay, this now down. I think you guys can see the server over there. You guys can't really do much. I don't even think y'all can read that. So just delete them. That's the thing I like once you install the mods. Also, the reason we are driving these is because I've been looking for a whole bunch of fun cars because I am. How do I put it? I can drive now, is basically what I'm saying. I will be buying myself my first motorcycle here in a couple of months, and I will also be buying myself. My parents are giving me a car. They're giving me a 2013 Ford Taurus Limited, which is an absolutely beautiful car. But I will also be buying myself a Spec Miata to race in the Spec Miata class, which I found super clean chassis, like ready to race. It says it's been built to spec to the IMSA specs, not the IMSA specs. The what are the specs? NASA specs. That it's not the NASA, the one where you fly rockets. It is the Auto Sport National Auto Sport Association. That's what it stands for. the Mazda Miata, which is it's an NA Mazda Miata. I'm gonna show you guys this one. It's not this color. It is definitely not this one. This is an NB car. This is the NB Mazda Miata. This is the NA. The NA is the pop-up headlights. NB is the more aerodynamic later version. But here's the thing. I found one of these. These are pretty expensive, like 15,000 around there. I found one of these in what was it, like West Palm Beach? Genuinely, I think it was around there. Or was it was Miami or something? It was around the racetrack where they run at. But it was in one of those places where it's not like the most difficult to get to. Like I would definitely do the trip of I think it's like 19 hours to get there. It would definitely be something I would be willing to do. Like load up a trailer, drive down there, pick up this Miata, come back. And then I would still be going back there because they race in Florida, and I would also race here in Texas because MSR Houston, MSR Crescent, and Circuit of the Americas. But this is a car. The reason I like this one is because it's $12,000, completely built to NASA specs, ready to race, and it comes with a passenger seat for instructors or passengers, and it also comes with a trailer, which the trailer is gold. Like the fact that it comes with a trailer and an extra set of tires. I forgot to mention that extra set of tires, trailer, and the spec Miata, all for 12 grand, which is an absolute steal. And that's definitely something. It's a lot of money. $10,000 is a lot of money, but it's not. It's not that much money. Generally speaking, it's a lot of money, but it's not. It's definitely the amount of money that I can raise up by building a business. Also, the MR2, I was looking at fun little cars to buy. Not necessarily middle engine, rear wheel drive, just genuinely fun cars. And this one came up. I love cars that are oversteer prone, be it middle rear, rear rear. So these are middle rear, fit two people. They look super sick. A lot of people don't like this generation. A lot of people don't like this generation too much. But this is the hell spec. Hell spec just basically meaning has a whole lot more horsepower than the normal one. This is rear wheel drive, middle rear car. I do want to drive it right now. I will load up the thing. We will be driving it manual because they come with a 5-speed manual. Monza, Monaco. I didn't even know we had Monte Carlo. I think Suzuka's just overall a great circuit because it's generally one of those where you can just like drive any car there, especially for me. I love this racetrack. You can just drive any car there and it feels like absolute gold. And also, I've driven here a lot more than any other racetrack. I think my most driven racetracks are Spa, Monza, and Suzuka. Suzuka being maybe at the top. But yeah, just look, middle engine, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. The car just looks really, really nice. This is definitely a car that not a lot of people like. This is why you can get it for such a cheap price. It goes 205 horsepower, basically weighs nothing, super nimble steering, two-seater, two-door, middle engine for 4 grand. I found one here in my city for 4 grand, which is an absolute steal. But yeah, I'm gonna end up having like 20 cars. So let's see, what's that sound like? Sounds nice. Super nimble steering, whole lot of snap oversteer, which is it's just so fun. Let me grab my circle steering wheel. I'm currently using the formula steering wheel. I will not be driving this car with a Formula wheel. Where did I throw this? Not throw it. That thing was crazy expensive. I say crazy expensive because I had to buy these things with my own money. Even if I hadn't bought it, I would still take care of it, but it was $280 for that steering wheel. I got the KS wheel bundle, so it came out cheaper. I got the Moza R9 and the KS wheel for like $660. But it took me a long time to raise up that money, so I don't want to mistreat it, but let's drive it. It's very, very fun, very nimble steering. Oh, lots of snap oversteer. Oh, it's a perfect drift car. Oh, we almost hit it. Oh, dang it, I hit it. A whole lot of oversteer. But then again, this will be my daily driver and sometimes track car, so I don't think I'll experience that too much. Lots of snap oversteer and lift off oversteer. If you're planning to buy one of these yourself, I would probably recommend taking some drifting classes, because the good thing is that I know how to drift somewhat, so the snap oversteer doesn't really surprise me. I know how to control it somewhat well, but definitely if you're gonna get one and drive it at these speeds too, I would probably recommend getting some drifting lessons beforehand. Just drop a gear. They do call this car the Widowmaker for a reason. They called the Carrera GT that too. Middle engine cars for non-race car drivers are very difficult to control. Oh, I locked up the engine. The oversteer is fun because you can just get into a low drift. Let's just go through 130R, and then I might swap over to the hell spec. And I can't take it flat out. Maybe with better skill, a little better skill through there. But there's a little 360 drift right there for y'all. Hit a little drift. Alright. Let's drive the other car real quick. So I have like 3 minutes. Yeah, like 2 minutes now. Real quick, I just kind of want to see the 0 to 60 low differences in the car. Why does it show up settings? Okay, there. Sounds different. Definitely sounds different. Oh, this thing is nice. Handles really nicely through these corners. Takes them almost flat out. But I kind of believe the other mod in terms of realism, because I can take these corners flat out with no oversteer, which is kind of suspicious. Yeah, I can just lift and take the corners perfectly fine. Damage the transmission. Yep. Well, all right. Really good stuff. Got some practice in. Had a lot of fun driving those cars. Take the steering wheel off. I always dreamed of having a quick release wheel, and now I have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my beautiful sweetheart for watching my streams. It means a lot. I love you guys so much. I love you so much. So thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow, where we will be racing the GT3 at Bathurst in the rain. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure y'all drop a follow on all of these socials. And yeah, follow me on all of my socials just to keep yourselves informed. I post on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I post some of my photography photos. I'm a photographer, not a photographer. No, I take photos of stuff that I like sometimes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.